Greetings everyone, this is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with a spatial report. You're looking at a water wheel, so channeling emotions that go in a circle, loops. This goes to a central axis, and this can be transmitted into a new power source. So, we're looking at a big water wheel right now, this grand trine in water signs. Jupiter up here, Black Moon Lilith, and the Sun coming into this area with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So this is the emotional world and showing how things turn. Sometimes things ascend and sometimes things descend. So it's by transmitting that power into the central axis and staying in balance and harmony so the wheel can spin without coming off of its axis, being broken, so the power isn't transmitted. And what is that power? That's power of understanding and enacting your purpose. The moon and Jupiter, which I'm going to show you on our field trip and correlate between our chart and where you stand on the earth looking upwards, and in some cases downwards. So Scorpio is deep introspection, contained emotions. This is fixed water, so that can mean water in pipes or liquid gas, that transmits heat or cool, hot and cold. So today, the sun at 19 degrees, 11:11, this is a very special day. We honor our veterans, those who fought for others. Even if the fight was for the wrong purpose. Those above them were using those below them to achieve goals or objectives that might not have benefited the whole. So for you to understand your own self-awareness, we look right here to the left. This is the horizon where the sun rises, consciousness. Okay, and Jupiter and Moon right here on the peak, the midheaven. This is where we see the descent of power into form, water. So water is what nurtures life. Light, where the moon is, and Leo, the sun, that's what causes things to grow up out of the earth. So underneath here, this is this deep, dark earth that our spiritual energy is captured in. So the universe is giving us these huge signs, literally intergalactic signals, signs, radio waves, cosmic devices, showing all the hyperbole. This is this gaslighting and lies and projections of how things are so bad. We have it really good, actually. This interstellar object could have destroyed our entire solar system. But in fact, it's literally showing us different angles, higher cosmic consciousness. So you can heal and let go of old emotional wounds from the projection machine. That's these people that project their emotions, their ego identities onto others when they have no valid basis. So this is where you can turn the emotional wheel into power. Realize that what goes up also comes down, and what goes down also comes up again. So that's how you can transmit this giant water wheel into power. So You know, this hydro power is what can cleanse out the dirty lens that the projection machine has, fogged up. So you got to clear your windshield to know where you're driving to. So all these identities, identity politics, are the wound that will never be healed, because identities change all the time. But what endures is caring about others, literally loving your neighbor. When you're not at peace with your neighbor, you're not at peace with yourself. So this moon is diminishing, and it's just past Saturn here, who is now stationed, meaning from our point of view right here on the earth, think of this as the earth's flat surface we stand on. Now that surface has these ups and downs, and it's curved with, a hemisphere below and one above us. So we're showing you what's above us. Now that comes down to you through your understanding, your comprehension, your ability to be reasonable, to reason. So I could be spewing pure lies, my identity, I, I, that means I love you, I love me, but we can't love two things at once or we're splintered. So Libra is the balance of the scales by seeing the point of view of others and living their perspective. So that's hard sometimes, because their perspective may not be like ours. So it takes understanding from one side being up and the other down, and then you're up and they're down, to see the difference. So understanding that a linear flow of water spinning the wheel generates power, energy, literally currency, turning the current of the water into power, eternal power, perpetual energy, right here, Pisces. So these two major outer planets, Neptune ruling the deep sea and space, and Saturn, Father Time. This is where we're going back in time to finally release these old identity wounds before we come into the new identity. What is humanity? Where did we come from? Where are we going? We're going to be all trapped in virtual realities, or will you be able to create your own? So we're still looking at a lot of review right now. Mercury retrograde just started too, with Jupiter stationing, but Saturn will go direct here right at the end of November. So this will be time moving forward after all this, delays and blocks and those trying to dam up the water so you can't channel that energy. So anyway, let's go out here and see this gorgeous Jupiter moon. Now, once again, we're going to be standing right there in the center looking up, which is, from our point of view in the northern hemisphere, south. So that's east, south, west, or sunrise, high noon, sunset. And then down here where Pluto is, that's midnight. So Pluto's in Aquarius, which is the heavens, but at midnight. So here we go. Let's show you that. So we're getting a big cold snap right there. There's the moon and Jupiter. And we can get a little better angle here without being swept away. Look at that. Just amazing. So if you had your telescope out, you could see a whole lot of moons right there around Jupiter. So So there's literally a bunch of objects just like ours circling Jupiter. So right there you're looking at a moon had conjunct Jupiter there in Cancer, so exalted moon and Jupiter, moon at home and an exalted Jupiter. Yeah, this is channeling these higher frequencies, consciousness into the earth so that we can all move past this dark past, all these ugly projections of separation, you know, identity politics. So over there, yeah, can't really see that serious. So there you go, the water wheel. Hopefully you can channel this current energy into your own power of awareness and expand group consciousness so that we can all move forward into the new epic era, time, world, however you want to phrase it, in peace and harmony. And everybody can be powered by their love and their understanding. Well, anyway you go, tune up, tune in, tune up and participate. Astro Sherpa out.